Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Chalkcast, episode number 49. We are here with special guest Athena and joined by our co-hosts CJ and Johnny's gone.
What?
What's he doing?
He just didn't really want to be near you today, Dylan. I don't know what you did.
What did I do?
I don't know.
Usually
you
we
scared
do
him.
these every week, but I think our daily, Worlds Chalkcasts have really, I think it's rubbed him the wrong way a little bit. I think he's a little bit sick of us.
Yeah, he's not been a fan of these.
No,
He said, what? We got to do it for the fans, for the people?
Yeah.
Nah, I'm good.
Nah, I'm good. I'm going to go farm Twitter impressions.
I'm gonna
be right back.
I'm going to go talk to Falcons. That's all he wants. He
No,
wants
look,
to talk
No,
to
honestly.
he's very not disappointed, but the rehearsals just ran a little bit later today, so he'll be jumping in very shortly. For all the Johnny Boy supporters out there, you won't miss him. He'll be looking pretty big over there when he sits in the wide zoom chair, the stumpy chair we call that one.
The stumpy
Pretty
chair.
tall.
So
No, when we had Wave on our broadcast, I think yesterday, it literally looked like one of his legs was as tall as Dylan. It was just ridiculous because he was like putting his feet up on the table, and I'm like, "There's no way that you're actually you look
I feel
that
like
tall."
his legs would go the whole way across.
Absolutely.
He is a long.
Stumpy was sad. He was sad that he looked 9 feet tall, even though he was like touching elbows with CJ or whoever that was.
Stumpy, the BFG.
No,
The
what was
BFG.
funny was he purposely sat
Big
and
fucking guy.
So, no, have you heard about that book, The Big Friendly Giant?
Oh.
That book? No. Big fucking,
Yeah, I
this
have.
guy just swearing on our
Big
chalk
effing guy.
Big effing, he's a big effing guy, and he looks even bigger over there. No, we had a massive day yesterday. Let's do a little bit of a recap, I'd say, because, well, for me, the highlight, well, probably for everyone, the highlight was Elevate, surely.
Oh.
Yeah, I would say. And not even, their win was cool. The way they won was cool. But what mattered the most was Realize's reaction. That's what I love the most. If you guys haven't seen that, if you guys have not seen that, somehow, some way, go find the clip. Go look at Elevate's game yesterday versus G1, and just go watch the end. That's all you need to do.
He had, like, a full 360 of emotions. Like, as soon as the game finished, he was screaming, he was like, yeah, yeah, yeah. And then everyone was hugging, they all sort of packed up. And then we looked over and realised facility set up, and he just started bawling his eyes
crying.
out. Like
Tears.
He had that realisation about, I guess, all the hard work. Because for him, it's crazy to think, because we still think of him as like a young up and coming mechanical player almost.
Yeah.
But he's one of the longest standing professional players, still right at the top, and finally, I guess, got his first big win. I guess you could say against an EU team or an EU and NA. He was waiting for that. He said it was one of his goals when he started playing professionally, and. I keep saying realize. I know every time I say realize, it's like, oh, he realized that he won. Realize it anyway, but
No, because you kept saying that in the car. You'd be like, realize. And I'm like, you've said that like 6 times after already.
it's really hard not to say. But no, just seeing the emotion, I guess, pouring out of him from all different angles was pretty special to witness. And well, they're 1-1. They're 1-1 now. Like, it's not like they won in the 0-2 stage.
Yeah.
These guys they've got Moist today. Are you scared?
Am I scared? I believe in Moist on that one.
You should be nervous.
Should I?
Yeah.
I'm not playing, so I don't think I have a reason to be nervous here. But
Did you go to the bathroom in the series that they lost?
oh, did I go to the? Well, really, when you go to what does it mean when you go to the bathroom? Like,
Well,
what, is it like
no,
we're
we
talking
kicked
about
him
like
off.
a vague definition here, or
We kicked him off, and he was like, well, what? I gotta go. And then he came back, and then they lost. I think it was like game 4, and Dylan just turned around, and started heading back to the bathroom.
So you see, they were down 4 goals when I was in the bathroom, and I said, "Give it up, boys. Wrap it up. I'm heading back."
Yeah.
By the time I, washed my hands, got back out here, took maybe a minute. They scored 4 goals, and they tied it.
It was like 4-1.
And they were going into OT, so then I ran back.
It was 4-1 with a minute 30 left,
This
and they
is the
brought it
problem.
back.
Like, the more this happens, the more it like becomes a thing.
Yep.
That,
Well, the thing is, they scored the 4 goals in the time frame that I was walking to and from the bathroom. So I don't think the bathroom is the key.
it's the just leaving in general.
Well, I was coming back, actually.
Oh, it's all. Oh,
So it's all in the comeback.
it's all in that. So how do you constantly be coming back to something though? Eventually,
Just walking
Walk
loops.
really slow.
eventually that just pans through.
Just walking like loops around the arena during the match.
Anyway, I think you're in big trouble against Elevate. So I know you don't want to say that, but those boys have so much confidence. And what if as well today? G1 they lost to APAC number 1, Elevate. Now they play Gladiators, APAC number 2. Could they be the first team to get eliminated by both APAC
Oh
teams.
my God.
Sent
You know,
home.
I think it was OSM's tweet. Somebody else tweeted. I think it was Wid, and then OSM also tweeted it. That was
Oh
just like,
yes, I know exactly what you're talking about.
we have a chance to do something really funny today.
I saw that tweet and I was like, oh my God, because it's absolutely right.
Yeah, it would be honestly catastrophic.
It would
would
be
for
such a
G1.
huge hit.
It is like, you know, what it's like with EU though, how everyone's talking about how dominant EU is. It's kind of like what goes up must come down. And then now we're seeing an EU team potentially lose to 2 APAC teams after everyone's saying they are just going to dominate. So obviously G1, it's not a Vitality, but it's still interesting and it's funny to see all of the NA fans. I was actually talking about this on the way to the venue. I think it's so funny, the whole NA versus EU, right? And when EU's on top, all the NA fans are like, I think this region debate is silly. Like, let's stop it. But then the moment EU loses, they're like, yeah, sucked in, NA on top, baby. EU 0-3 in the Swiss. Woo!
Why so quiet, German
Why are
crowd?
you so quiet, baby? I can't hear you down there. Like,
The
it's
German
so funny.
crowd, they're not saying anything now.
Like, everyone loves to, if you're the region that's on top, you love it. But you
Oh,
know what
it's
I
great.
mean? But
You're
taking
living-
it the other way, you don't want
You're
to.
living high.
It's so funny. But yeah, EU 0-3 yesterday, so it wasn't a day for them. But Mina, it was a day for Mina.
It was a good day. Yeah, wait, Twisted Minds, then Falcons played.
They played today, each
Yeah.
other.
No, Falcons played Crew. That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Oh, yesterday, yeah.
So Twisted Minds, beat Moist, and then Falcons beat Crew, and then today we have the Mina versus Mina matchup, and they are a little upset about that because they didn't want to actually play against each other. They want both
Yeah.
of them.
There is.
Look
To go
who's
through the groups.
here.
But I mean, I think they'll make it through regardless. But one of them's going 3-0, one of them's going 3-1.
I think it's cool that one
Wait,
of them's we were just talking
Like,
about
no matter
Mina.
what, we get a guarantee.
I think it's cool that one of them's
Falcons are
guaranteed.
happy because I ran into them earlier. They say that they think Twisted Minds will be easier than
The
Complexity.
Giants.
That was just enormous.
You know what it looks like? It looks like you're at a parent-teacher conference for Dylan.
Oh my
It's just like,
days.
this is my son. What did he do?
You're in trouble. Oh my.
No, so yeah, I ran into Khaled and Ahmad, very, very careless of me. But yeah, I ran into them at the catering, and they said they're pretty happy with Twisted Minds because that means one of them is going 3-0, and also they didn't want to play Complexity. They were like, Complexity is the best team that they could be playing here. Complexity, G2, SSG, Twisted Minds were the options after their match was done, and they were like, okay, Twisted Minds is a good one. Anyone but Complexity, they said, because Complexity is the best team out of them. They said G2 is terrible. Twisted Minds, we know how to beat them, and SSG 0 million in scrims.
There you go.
I don't think I've won a game in scrims for like a year or so.
I will
Yeah.
say
I
though,
believe it based off what I heard.
I mean, I feel like those on land, the same region matchups do go a little bit weird though. Like,
Yeah,
you remember,
yeah.
was it in San Diego, Crew took down, was it NIP? Was
It was NIP beat Furia
Yes.
in Boston, but who?
But
yeah,
there was
Crew,
another one in
Crew
San
beat,
Diego.
Yeah, Crew beat
Was it Secret?
Yeah,
Yeah,
they beat
Crew and Secret. It's like, Crew have never beaten Secret. They're not going to win. And then it's like that one time they play on land and they
Yeah.
win. So
Land just changes everything.
It
like,
does, yeah.
there's just everything they thought they knew was just poof, gone.
You were talking about the region debate a little bit, the NA versus EU,
Yeah.
and we talked about this, I think, day one, where we were saying that, like, EU versus EU matchup, nobody cares about that. We see EU versus EU all the time. But, like, the Mina versus Mina matchup, like, I'm excited for that one.
yeah,
I'm
I'm
super
excited.
Like,
really
I
hype.
want to watch that.
Yeah.
That's kinda
But
like
EU
yes-
versus EU, I still sleep. But, like,
I mean, NA
Yeah, it's
versus
good.
NA. I was excited to watch that G2.
Yeah,
No,
I guess-
that,
I guess
that
it
G2
just
SSG
depends.
game was
G-
so
G2
good
We
yesterday.
hadn't
haven't played
seen
in
them.
a while, yeah,
Yeah.
so it's cool to see them. Marky's just walked past. He's trying to hide behind a pillar. He doesn't think that we've seen him.
Wait.
We've seen him.
It's-
What have you guys been up to? Any drama that I've missed today?
drama. I don't think drama.
like-
We're just
like
doing a
Like
quick
since
little
you've been
recap.
here, I know we just did a little hello. Then we joked how you're sick of us because we're doing daily chalks,
Yeah.
which is why you weren't here.
I wasn't there.
Athena's the new co-host.
Yeah.
Much better, to be honest. There's definitely going to be multiple comments like, "Oh, this is so fresh." Not that I'm trying to hear. I've enjoyed this.
No,
No, I think
Somebody shut him up permanently.
Starts waffling as soon as he comes back.
they're all missing. it.
no, that's just not true.
And that was about it. Also, we talked about Elevate, how good it was to see. Obviously, realised his reaction
Yes.
yesterday. He went off.
it was
we
so
sprinted
wholesome.
down.
We
watch
should
that.
tell the story about that. So basically, this area is on level 2. This is where everyone's
Level
playing.
1. actually.
Yeah,
oh,
we're
sorry, this is
level
level 1. And then level
Yeah.
3, like, we're up the top in the talent lounge. Weird flex.
Yeah.
But anyway, we're in the talent lounge watching the games because it's better viewing. There's bigger TVs and stuff than down here. And we were riding every bump throughout the series, watching it on sort of the alternate stream over there. And then it was like the final game, and then Elevate were up, and we're thinking,
they're up
oh
one
my
goal, and
goodness,
we're like,
one
okay,
goal.
this isn't enough. I'm not convinced.
Because we wanted to
Yeah.
go down and see their reaction, but we're thinking
Yeah.
if we go down one goal up, by the time we get down there, they're probably lost and they're on to
probably
game
losing.
7.
Yeah.
But then they got another goal, went 2 goals up, and we sprinted out of the
yeah, we
talent lounge.
ran.
Oh my
I was like,
God.
hold the lift, I'm on my way. I was like getting changed at the end of the day. I was like, I'm really quickly putting on my casual clothes so I could sprint down.
Yeah.
That was so much fun.
It
I'm
was
so
the
glad I
funniest
saw
thing.
that. I got an adrenaline rush. I was so nervous. Like, are they going to do it? And then we saw them winning. We heard them winning.
Apparently,
Yeah.
Vert yelled like 7 seconds
Yeah,
to go.
yeah, 7 seconds ago. They
really
started
early.
yelling like crazy. We're like, oh, they must have won. And yeah, we
Oh,
went
yeah.
around and I got an adrenaline rush from just watching that happen. It was incredible.
I mean, something that's like really, really cool, especially about, even just our setup where we are so close to the actual matches that we
Yeah.
can just,
Between.
we can literally hear so much yelling and so much screaming. And I feel like especially at this Worlds, people have been so loud. Like, especially
Yes.
Falcons when they're playing.
Yeah.
I think it was TRK.
Falcons
Literally
and
just like,
crew as well.
they were so loud. And I was just like, kind of taken aback. I'm like, what is happening right now? And it's even translating on the stream.
I think when you put the teams facing each other, because these setups are looking at each other,
Yeah.
it encourages that. Yeah.
Someone just nailed it in the chat. For those that are listening, we were just waving at some people, and it was Joyo. Someone said Joyo,
Yeah.
question mark, because we're all like this. Yes, it was Joyo walking past.
Because yeah,
He's getting
they're
set
on the
up.
B stream today because all the
Mhm.
1-1 matches, the teams who are not being eliminated / progressing today are on the B stream. That's why it's not
Yeah.
that those matches aren't interesting. It's
They're
just
the
that we're
1-1s.
going to see them tomorrow a lot potentially on the A stream.
We see the qualification matches and the elimination matches.
Yeah,
on the
elimination
A-stream.
matches first.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's
Oh,
G1
tomorrow's-
against Gladiators. EU could be the first team eliminated.
which is
from wildcard.
insane.
It's also
Yeah.
it's kind of funny.
It's kind of funny, but I'm like,
It's also kind of funny.
we're talking about Zen being so good and like, oh
Yeah.
my God, look what he's doing. And then it's like, oh, by the way, EU's out
Could lose
first.
to both APAC teams.
If they lose to both APAC teams, like I feel like losing at Elevate, that wasn't completely like it was when we saw that happen. We weren't like, how did that happen? Because
Yeah.
Elevate are actually kind of good. Like I think they're very good actually. They could make a run in wildcard
Yeah.
now. So everybody thought they had a chance of going like 1-3, 2-3, but maybe making it out. Who knows? Depending on the run, you can get a Mickey run and just like go all the way. Just depends.
Is there anyone that actually has a Mickey run at this event, you think?
Probably. Never mind.
I mean, let's see.
What were you going to say to
Well,
that?
it's probably going to be one of these teams that are, because it's very early
Let's
still,
have
but
a
it's probably
look.
one of these teams that have lost and then played an SSA, like a
Yeah.
OCE team. That
I mean, Space Station only had to beat G2 only had to beat Space Station to get 2-0, so that's kind of Mickey.
Yeah, that's true. Versing
Mm.
region
I'm
v
just
region.
kidding. It's not.
Well, I
Mickey,
mean,
though.
when you play your own
Ah.
region,
Yeah.
it's not Mickey, but it's kind of like not the
Let's
point
see.
of the World Championships is to play your own
Well,
region.
Crew,
so-
Yeah.
Crew only beat G1, who we now know are terrible, and they
Mm.
went.
True.
They're 1-1 now after losing to Falcons. Falcons have not yet played NA or EU. They have a chance of going all the way through wildcard without facing North America or Europe. They went against
Interesting.
APAC in round 1, Sam in round 2, and now Mina in round 3. They've dodged everybody.
There you go.
They really did.
There was I think, I don't know if I saw it on Reddit, Twitch chat, wherever it might be, maybe Twitter. But somebody was talking about, should we cap the amount of spots you can get for a World Championship, which it is already capped. But the thing is, it's capped at 8. So people were mentioning, because, we've talked about OCE losing spots. So people were mentioning, is it even worth it to have a 7th EU spot or a 7th NA spot at a World Championship when you can actually focus on, like, the development of a different region? Like, you can get an extra MENA spot, SSA, any region besides NAEU.
That's true. That is
Like,
true.
what
I
is the
didn't think
point?
about
What
that.
is the point of having
Yeah.
more than 6 NAEU teams?
It's true. It's because it's kind of like just because those 1 to 5 spots are good doesn't mean that the 6th one's going to be good, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Doesn't it? Like they haven't earned there.
Well, I mean,
But it's kinda
the
hard.
argument against it is that usually in EU and in NA, those NA6, NA7, EU6, EU7 teams, they're usually teams who have made a LAN at some point throughout the season, like usually. So like G1 actually did. They made the winter major, And then Moist obviously made 2 majors out of 3. They were EU5, I believe. And then was it Oxygen or EU6? They made 2 of the majors as well. So, it's not like they're just random teams who are just roped in. It's like, oh, cool, our region did well. Now we're just getting to go to a LAN for the first time. It can happen, 5 teams or 5 teams just dominate all season. But I feel like it's fair enough. The only thing that I would think about changing is right now EU and NA have 3 teams in the wild card by default. Now, the way that you can reduce how many EU and NA teams go to Worlds is just making it 2. Like 2 EU teams, 2 NA teams.
Guaranteed.
2 SAM, 2 MENA, 2 OCE, 2 APAC, 2 SSA, and then you got 2 left over. That could be your last chance qual teams. We keep talking about this idea of a last chance qualifier. Like, I would say just take away one of the EU and NA wildcard spots and have those be last chance qualifier teams.
Because it could be an NA and EU team anyway.
It could be an NA and EU team anyway. It just could be anyone who last chance qualifies. You'd have 2 spots for that. That would be
love a last chance qualifier.
And that would artificially take away the 7th spot from EU because EU had 4 main event spots. They would have 2 wildcards. That would be 6. NA had 2 main event spots. 2 wildcard would actually be 4 though. So you are running the risk of, like, if you take away a wildcard spot from EU and NA, you might actually miss having Space Station at this World Championship as well. They wouldn't qualify. So yeah, it's risky. That's the reason they don't do it, is because if NA has a bad season like this, well, now you've only got 4 teams. Never mind 5, which already people are like, this is crazy. NA only has 5. Imagine 4. Like, that would be even more crazy.
Just makes it more cutthroat. I mean, as a viewer, I've been keeping up with, like, Apex, right? And there was a last chance qualifier for Worlds. And there were 2 teams, and turns out an old, like, pro player teamed up with a streamer. I don't know if you guys watched. It's Timmy. And they competed so well that they qualified for the World Championship through that last chance qualifier.
Yeah.
Which is just so entertaining to watch.
I love it.
It's just fun to watch. But granted, it doesn't always make sense.
Yeah, if in that world, Space Station would have to, like, if you guys, suggesting maybe NA and EU should be capped at 6, that should be the limit. If it's capped at 6, I mean, that would mean only one, in the current system, only one wildcard spot would be guaranteed for each NA and EU, which could also mean that if this season happened, you would have G2 and Space Station playing in this last chance qual. Only Complexity Phase and Gen G qualifying by themselves. So
imagine having those powerhouse teams in, like, an open qual playing
that is
4-key for one. That'd be kind.
But yeah, I think taking away one of each is fine, because then the wild card would literally be 2 teams from every region plus 2 last chance qualifiers. That's very balanced, and then you've got your 8 teams that auto qualify as well, like we currently do. So I'd say that would be pretty cool. EU and NA would be the 2 regions that would lose out there, though. At least initially, they'd be the favorites in the last chance qual, I'm sure. I'm all for it, though. I'd
love last chance qual. Just to throw a little bit of a, like, here's your teams, but there could be we don't know these last 2.
Well, yeah, I mean, also that's kind of the, like, I do feel like the 7 CD, and somebody mentioned in chat as well, like, you guys or somebody's only saying this because, G1 is such an anomaly and they just didn't perform. But, the 7th seed most times is not going to perform. That's why they're the 7th seed.
G1, I mean, we have to realize, like, they are massively underperforming here. Atomic, G1 Atomic is a brilliant player. He's been, like, one of the best, not just statistical performers, but one of the best players since RLCS Season X in Europe. Many people would have had him top 10 several times, maybe even top 5 several times. So he's a great player. Dorito, I mean, come on. He's had some great performances this season, and Oli as well has done well. I feel like that team is just completely mentally in the bin. And, of course, the rumors about them trying to make a roster move, not even realizing that they had a chance of making Worlds, that's pretty stupid by them.
Crazy. That is crazy to me.
Also insane that they didn't notice that they... How did they not know that they could qualify? It was a high percentage chance that they qualify. It was like, I'd say maybe 60% they make it.
I realized about the extra spots sort of thing.
I just don't know how our teams... You don't have to follow the format the whole season. You just have to, like, okay, you didn't make the Boston Major. I don't know, maybe ask, like, literally just tweet it, like, hey, at Gibbs, at Johnny, at any of the casters, what's the likelihood we make Worlds at Halfway Dead from Rocket Science? And we'll be like, yeah, like, here's a percentage chance you make it. Like, don't make a roster move. it's a massive underperformance.
It's just one DM away.
Yeah.
Literally.
But, like, last season, didn't Semper come in as the lowest seeded EU team, and they 3-0'd wildcard? Nobody was complaining about EU having 6 seed being there at that time. So it's just situational. I don't think that the G1 results are evidence for or against spots being given at EU7, NA7. I think it's just an anomaly.
Well, I think the main argument here though is it more beneficial because like say G1 and say Semper they can both scrim and play perfectly fine in EU. They can play ranked and all that stuff. Is it more beneficial to give that spot to a developing region who doesn't have that chance? Like we were talking to APAC yesterday, and they just said like. You scrim or not you scrim. Oh, scrimming is the only thing that they can do basically, but also you queue up ranked, you try to play some twos, get a 20-minute queue, and then you get Billy Bob from PSN, and then it's just like you can't really do much with that like practice-wise. Like you're not going to gain
boys just walking by.
a bunch of experience there.
I think they've got a point, but I think it should just be balanced. Like I don't think looking at results and that argument always comes up, like especially like what we talked about yesterday. Why are we giving APAC? Some people don't think APAC and SSA should have spots at all.
That is
because
crazy to me.
Because they can't win the tournament. I think we can all agree. There's no realistic chance they're going to win the event. That would be too much because you have to peak too many times in a row, run into too many teams on a bad day. That's just completely ridiculous how unlikely that is, even though it's theoretically possible. But that's not the point. It's about getting the best teams from every region in the building. But whether or not G1 have a chance to win the event is irrelevant.
Why would you do that?
It doesn't matter if G1 can win the event or not, or what the chance is.
Since the beginning.
It has.
It
You just
more.
decided to move. Yeah, we need to water that. That's gonna.
No, it's fine.
Is it even real?
I don't know.
No, it's not real.
Why is there
water
water
in it? It must
Why
be
is there water
in
in
there?
there?
That can't be
Are
real.
all these
No,
plants
there's
real?
not. No, none of these are real.
Well, I mean that's ruined everyone's
Feels
immersion.
plastic.
Everyone
I'm
thought
sorry
that we were in
for
the
that.
Amazon until you said that. Goodness gracious!
No, don't drink it.
Why
I
did
think-
you drink it?
I think
Why?
that from what we saw yesterday,
For 500 Patreon subs. No, I'm just
No,
kidding.
that's such a low bar.
I think we talked about it after Elevate 1 off stream, but like it's so fitting after kind of having that discussion on Chalked yesterday about region spots, about how important it is for APAC and OCE.
Yeah.
Seeing an APAC team beat an EU team after that was just the
Crazy.
reactions as well, like how much it
Amazing.
means to those sort of players, and obviously it's harder in those developing regions. So
Yeah.
it was incredible. That's what the wild card is about. It's not about let's see if we can have NA bubble team versus NA bubble team or something like it. It's about let's get all the teams from all around the world fighting off for those last spots in the main event. So yeah, it was fantastic.
Yeah, if G1 didn't completely, forget that they can actually, if they didn't first of all bottle the spring split, because a lot of teams in Europe are predicting them to do really well. Talk to BDS, talk to Carmi Corp. They're all like, yeah, G1's looking really good. They look better now with Oli because I think scrims are going better. But yeah, their mental clearly wasn't in it. They just completely choked the split, and then that spiraled even farther out of control when they didn't realize they could make worlds and tried to initiate a roster move that then they had to walk back on just due to roster rules. So it couldn't have gone any worse for that team. It's absolutely their own fault. But yeah, the EU 7th seed, in theory, could be they could have been a very strong team. Like G1 could have been brilliant. And it's very possible that an EU 7 has a chance to go deep in the tournament. I mean, what NRG came top 8 last season. What were they by the end of the season? Like NA 6, 7? I would probably say they were around about NA 7. You put the G2, V1, FaZe, Space Station, Complexity, Optic probably all ahead of them. Optic kind of similar. So they're the same. They made top 8.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. I think cutting it to 6 slots is okay, except for 7 slots if it's energy. I think that's fair. I think that's a fair compromise. We can all agree on it here.
Don't say
What's
that.
wrong with that?
That's your team.
Well, yeah, no. If it's a 7th slot, then we need to have.
Oh, okay. So, yeah.
Okay.
I thought it was the
Energy
other way
is-
around. I thought you said.
I know. I thought it was the
Oh,
other
no.
way, and I was
Oh,
like,
no.
no way
I
you said
I
that.
thought you said if that's
No,
NRG.
if
don't
energy
bother.
is the 7th seed, then we will have 7 seeds. That's simple
I'll
as that.
tell you what, if they're not going to add a last chance qualifier, my one change that I would suggest for all you format nerds is just have wildcard set teams be exactly what we mentioned earlier, 2 from every region, and then the bonus 2 instead of being a last chance qual. If that's not logistically feasible or it's something that Psyonix are interested in, it could just be your 9th and 10th teams in the region's leaderboard, because the top 8 teams in the region, or the regions in the region's leaderboard, auto qualify to worlds, thus allowing more teams from their region to come into wildcard. But yeah, 9 and 10 from that leaderboard could just be your next 2 wildcard teams, which would also that would have been NA 4 and I think what was it, OCE in fact maybe.
I thought you were going to say if it's logistically not possible to do a last chance qualifier, we just have NRG every season. Get a wild card
Okay, so
spot.
this season
For
it would
the
have been NA 3 and NA 4 would have been 9th and 10th. So in this world I'm proposing, instead of having EU 7 and NA 5 be your wildcard teams, you would still have NA 5 in there automatically. Well, actually, no, they wouldn't. But NA 5 and 6 would have been in there instead of NA 5 EU 7. So, yeah, you can't call me biased. I'm literally suggesting a format that would have this season removed G1 and given you V1. So, don't tell me I'm biased. I want the format to be better as well.
That's an NA bias if I've ever heard it. No, I think that there's certainly room for improvement with the format. But
Yeah.
Regardless, I think from what we saw yesterday, it's not about taking away spots from APAC.
It's not about specifically taking away spots from insert region. It's about give spots to every region and also give more spots to regions that are doing well. That's the whole point of the adjustable format. Like that's a given. Mina and Sam bonus teams in the world's main event 2 seasons in a row now, so it's clearly working.
Yep. So we went a little bit roundabout talking about results. We obviously talked about Elevate. And Twisted Minds talked about the MENA stuff. We also had, OCE just dominating SSA as well.
Yep,
yes,
they did.
You're too excited to say that. You're
when
too
I say
excited.
dominating,
Oh
it was
God.
one of the worst series. And full credit to Valiant against Power because Power was so bad. Valiant actually looked very good.
They do, yeah.
And credit to them. They now get a chance SSA versus SSA. I'm not sure if they're happy about it. I think
they're going to be delighted with
Limitless
that.
is probably
going to be delighted.
Do you think they would be with a
win?
guaranteed team kill?
Move along.
We spoke to
they're delighted.
a mother from Limitless and Greybeard, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And they're saying they were just kind of a little bit distraught that they were going against each other.
Oh,
but
maybe the parents, but I think the teams should both be very happy because Limitless have underperformed. I'm very surprised to see them looking, significantly worse.
Valiant have looked better. Yeah.
Valiant took a game off.
Sweaty is unbelievable.
They took a game off Pioneers and they went, 5-minute overtime in game 4. That could have been a tie series, 2-2. They played well.
No, Power. Yeah. Not
against Power even. Yeah. Power is a good team.
Power.
They almost went 2-2 with Power. Obviously, Power would have
Power
probably
nearly beat Oxygen.
Yeah.
And then they basically.
Valiant have played up very well. I'm impressed because
Great
they
defense.
I think it's all mental. They look like they want to be here. They're having fun, but Limitless, their vibes just look terrible. I don't really know them all that well, but they look like they don't want to be here. I don't know what's going on. How you finally got to the LAN at the end of a season? You must just be happy. You have to just be happy.
Maybe their expectations are high or something. Kind of feels like when you see them score, they're like, oh, finally, like they don't want to get embarrassed, because for them they were there last year. Maybe they came in and
thought, we're insane. We dominated a region. We've got this super team this season. We're gonna do some damage, and then they got a reality check against G2, and they just got really depressed about it. Or maybe reality check in scrims. I don't know, but I think their mentality clearly looks off. If you're an underdog team, you need to have good vibes, or else you just have no chance in these kind of events.
I'd like to see that. Today's obviously a great chance because they've dominated that region and that team. So we'd like to see both those sides put on a display. It'll be on the mainstream as well because it's an elimination match. And the other one, as we said, is the G1.
Yeah, it's G1 against
taking on Gladiators.
Gladiators up first. That's match 1.
They have the opportunity to do the funniest thing possible.
Yeah, that would be
be
incredible.
something.
I do really hope that's a competitive series.
No,
absolutely.
I don't think it will be. It's all the Gladiators. That team is just so far in the bin.
Yeah, G1 are going to take it because we're talking about roster moves. There wasn't a league that Gladiators
he
were
was
trying
already
to make one
LFT.
as well.
Yeah.
So
literally
like
3 weeks before.
Why? What's the timing of that? It just doesn't make any sense. So G1 and Gladiators both attempting roster moves before Worlds wildcard. Of course you're gonna underperform. It's just a given.
Yeah, now
but don't those guys think they can win Worlds? Why would they make that roster move beforehand? Okay, my bad, guys.
So anyway, the other games we have today, the 2-0 games. We have G2 taking on Complexity.
Yeah, Complexity's
and then
going to destroy G2. Listen, so T-Bits tweeted after that match, masterclass from both teams. G2 Space Station Gaming, what did he say? Absolute masterclass from both teams.
It was one of the series of all time.
It was one of the series of all time. Now, I'm not trying to say that it was a disaster class, don't jump to conclusions. But it wasn't a masterclass. I think Complexity.
It wasn't peak Rocket League.
Complexity looked a level above G2 and SSG yesterday. Complexity were very impressive against Oxygen, who also I think are surprising a lot of people. Going all the way to Game 7.
I'm surprised as well with Oxygen.
I think Complexity, G2 looked good finally in a European RLCS event. I've changed my mind to them. I thought they were, going to struggle to get through wildcard. They're looking good enough to get through wildcard, qualify for main event at this point. But I don't think it's going to be 3-0. I think Complexity are going to be too good.
So we talked about the Mina one as well. I was going to say, people are saying, oh no, Athena, this is her first chalked, but I've thought about it. We probably hear her in every single chalked episode.
Don't say that!
That's probably a great
in the background.
Yep. Yeah,
So,
what are you playing?
really-
What are you playing lately to just get yourself in the background? Is it TFT?
For those that don't realise, like when we're in chalk,
Okay,
I'm not sure if it comes
okay,
through on
okay.
screen, but we just hear yelling through Rizzo's
It goes
mic.
through Discord.
It picks up
does.
through Discord. Athena playing. Yelling.
Okay.
What's the game? Talk to us.
No, first of all, our stream rooms are like relatively close to each other.
They're
so
at
if
different
like
wings of the mansion.
so like if, for
15
example, if
meters.
Dylan's streaming and I'm just like talking to people on Discord, I'll just hear screaming on my end. They're just like, "Oh, he's streaming." Oh, that makes sense. But like, you know, when you play like an Overwatch game, a game of like League, you know, it's just you get the emotions going and like I'm pretty sure I had to change my username on I think it was BattleNet.
So you're too
So
famous.
so people
Oh.
know like don't know like it's me, so I can
'Cause
be
you're too famous,
because
yeah.
I'm pretty toxic in the game and
Yeah.
it's really
Wow.
bad and it's just like no.
So is it Overwatch? Is Overwatch the main culprit at the moment?
I'm
culprit.
probably
League of Legends is also
definitely
up
Overwatch.
there.
Definitely Overwatch.
Definitely
Yeah, I'm
Overwatch.
so sorry to hear that.
Is
It's
it-
pretty
I thought
depressing.
you got rid of Overwatch. I thought you were
I
done with it.
did.
No, and you're back.
And I'm back.
No.
It's sad. I'm so sorry.
She got withdrawals.
No, I think I'm
You've
almost
relapsed.
I'm like almost master. Let me live.
Are you the only one playing Overwatch in the world still?
I'm the person that's single-handedly like
She doesn't realise she's playing against like AI. Just screaming.
They're
at
just filling the servers with
My
bots.
teammates are such bots. Oh, wait,
no,
thereabouts.
you want to talk about like people like raging? So League has a new like duo game, and so I'm like, Dylan, we should play it sometime. You know,
Oh, that
Oh,
was
I
no.
have never
Like-
seen him so tilted, and he was
Dude.
tilting me, and I'm like,
Dude.
it's just a game,
Hey,
and he's
I
just
was-
like,
I was
no,
giving-
it's not the game.
I was
huh?
giving positive reinforcement. I was like, hey, we still got
No,
it. We still
you-
got it. But you could probably feel it a little bit. But hey, dude, okay, look, me and the boys sometimes, and Theta as well, she joins in on occasion. We do play ARAM
Yeah,
on
we do.
occasion. This is
Yeah.
like an ARAM
This is
squad
a-
we
this
usually
is a
run with.
squad.
Maybe we get Yummy in there.
Yeah.
We get a fifth in there sometimes.
We're gonna rotating fifth.
Yummy
Yeah, we
copes
get a
so
rotating
hard.
fifth.
Yummy's-
Anytime he dies, he like tells us why.
Yummy
Like,
tells
what
him
the
if he
excuses
just
are.
if he
Like,
just
explains
if he did the wrong combo.
no.
you know.
I just pressed my Q. It says my E
Oh,
there.
I hit my
my
flash.
E didn't go
Or-
off because
or
of
he'd be
ping,
like-
and that's why I'm out of position
he'd be
getting
like-
ganked.
He'd be like, "Oh, I didn't realize that's what that item did." Oh, you know.
Oh my
oh
God.
no! I didn't
He's one of
realize
those.
that's how I was about to misplay. No, Yummy's great. He's cope. He copes really hard in league.
Entertaining. He's a coper.
But yeah, we're an ARAM squad here. But that new 2v2 mode, if you guys ever
That
decide
hits.
to play, if you ask me to play, I'm not playing. That thing,
Hey,
that,
really?
that
no,
thing
I'm
sucks.
telling
bad.
you,
That
he
mode-
was so mad.
That mode is just a pure tilter. That is it. It is. It
is
only
it just
exists to
wombo
kill you.
combos, pretty much?
It's like
Yeah, essentially.
you could have like little boosts to like whatever after each round, like
stat
and so
effects.
Dylan would like spend like 20 seconds looking at it and be like, I don't understand, but I'm gonna pick this one, and then the next round be like, oh, I'm such an idiot, I shouldn't have got that one, and then just starts like going on a rant like for like the next couple minutes, and I'm like, Dylan, the
Nah,
round
there's
started.
no way. Nah.
I'm like, the round is
Exposed,
starting.
bro.
Oh
Exposed.
my.
Oh,
That's
wow.
yeah,
Good
so
thing
we're
you
not
got
playing
that out
that.
of your system.
Yeah, that
That's
was good.
That's
Anyway,
good.
so
Get
as
out
we
there.
said, someone did put a great comment in chat that Athena's probably talks more than Rizzo in the history of Chalk.
all time.
Just in the background,
Yeah.
with the
Words
Overwatch
per minute.
gameplay.
Hearing her yell in the background playing Overwatch is
That's-
more than what I've said
Yeah.
in
That's
an
crazy.
entire
So it's
If
show.
not-
if you like hearing Rizzo talk, no joke, the Patreon
Oh,
episodes.
he's
Wow,
good. He's
he's
very good.
Look at this guy. He's in a suit. He's selling you something.
Sell it to us.
Look at him
Sell it
post
to us.
stuff like
The
this.
Sell it to us.
the Patreon episodes, he talks way more because I think when there's guests on, you're very conscious of letting the guests talk, and just let,
He's
CJ
also
and I are just
producing
asking
the
a million
show
questions.
for a lot of it.
Yeah, and
Behind the
high
scenes.
production quality. So yeah, the Patreon episodes a lot more for Rizzo's voice.
How do we find the Patreon episodes for those that are all these first-time chatters
Thanks
and
for
new
asking,
viewers?
CJ. You can use exclamation mark chalked or
Patreon.
chalk Discord and exclamation mark Patreon. Thank you.
Wow, look at that
to
link in
log.
chat.
Look at that.
Isn't it amazing?
Patreon.com/shortcast.
14
and a half.
episodes. We might get another bonus one recorded tomorrow. Not sure. Is that going to happen? How are you
We'll
guys'
see.
schedules looking? Mine's looking good.
We've got a long couple.
We'll get
10
more
days
for
ahead.
sure.
We'll get a lot
Yeah.
out there. So
We've been busy the past few mornings. We haven't had time to except with the live episodes, but we're prioritizing those for all of you guys to be able to watch. But yeah, do check out Chalked if you like here, or the Patreon if you want to.
that
Support
YUL
us.
guy saying I'm not buying the Patreon, that's fine. If you want to miss out on the
Entirely
content,
optional.
it's as we said, it's entirely optional. But if you want more content and you can't get enough, jump in there. We talk about absolute random stuff.
Yeah, absolutely random
It's
stuff.
just
But also,
random
just
stuff.
as
It's
a
fun.
heads up, we're trying to get the 500 Patreon members because we want to host
You guys are
a
ruthless.
chalk
Oh
cast
my
tournament.
God.
We want to
We're
host
gonna
a
do a
big
tournament
boy.
of some kind.
Yeah.
We want to
Maybe-
take the
Unbelievable.
funding and put it somewhere else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna.
Mm.
Like
Yeah.
that. Exactly like that.
Just
So-
like that.
So far,
So
we're just
jump
saving. We're unironically just saving.
Well,
We'll see what
we're
we can-
recouping after our
Yeah.
investment.
Yeah.
After our failed investment, it would have been
Well,
much
that's
better.
We honestly,
Whoa, whoa,
honestly,
whoa.
It
guys,
would have been
we,
much more.
we should have bought
imagine
gold.
Imagine we
We
like
should have
yes,
bought gold.
we should have.
Mm.
Yeah, we should have absolutely just sponsored them for this event where they
Dude,
beat G1.
don't say
Can you
that.
imagine?
Don't-
It wasn't a failed investment. I'm only joking because
Don't say
actually,
that.
like we're part.
It was good
Hopefully,
fun.
a small part, like a drop in the bucket of that team's success.
and of RLCS history as well, having
Yeah.
a team on land. But no, we've got some jerseys that we made for them, and maybe in the future we can drop some merch out because I think it'd be cool if we were rocking some merch.
You guys
on
haven't
there.
done a merch drop?
No.
But we're getting a lot of interest in some chalk merch.
What?
I've never done merch ever for anything.
So I
Really?
I don't think
Wait,
it's something
why?
that we make
I don't
money
know.
on,
I've just
but-
never really got around to it.
I mean,
so
if
been too
you
busy.
see a kid at school wearing a Johnny Boy shirt, like, wouldn't you just want to punch him in the gut?
Oh
I
my
don't
God.
want people to wear
Just,
that. I want.
you know,
I was thinking of like getting like salt shaker merch or something.
right in the sternum.
Salt mine merch.
Oh yeah.
What
It'd
do
be
you
Salt
think?
mine,
I
yeah.
was about to say, do you
Event
think,
merch is cool.
Do you think kids with your merch get bullied?
I was gonna ask that. Do you think they like?
yeah.
Don't say that.
That's
No
a
one's gonna
terrible
buy
thing to
your
say.
merch anymore.
Buy Rizzo's merch, get bullied. It's one-for-one combos.
Just
No,
get it out of the way with like speed run bullying.
No, I tried to make my merch not like
Noticeable.
yeah.
Not
Bit more-
you.
Except it does have
Mainstream.
a big logo pasted on it. What I meant was like they'll make it obvious it's Rocket League, and you
Yeah,
might
it's a-
you
Just
might not
use
get
it.
beat
Use
up.
it as home clothes, and nobody can
Speedrunning
see you.
bullying. Oh
Well,
God.
no. When we drop chalk merch, this won't be home clothes. This will be going out. You'll wear this to
Yeah,
your
yeah.
wedding.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
Whoa,
You want
whoa,
if you
whoa.
produce merch, you want to produce anti-bully merch. That's really
Yeah,
it.
that's-
You
that's
don't
all
want to
we're looking
attract
So
the
well,
bullies.
you want to like have like don't bully me on the merch.
Well, no, that would get you bullied as well.
Here's the pipe dream. Next Worlds, obviously we release merch somewhere in the meantime. We get a whole section. We've got the
That's
blue
what I was
wall.
gonna say,
We've got
yes.
Vitality.
And then
we've got the
chalk,
chalk
chalk.
cast
We've got
crew.
about
Everyone in
7
chalk tops.
people in chalk
No,
t-shirts.
what you do is you
That'd be
literally get the
incredible.
t-shirts beforehand because you can get to the arena and you lay them out over the seats.
Oh, like an NBA
so
game.
then, yeah.
Okay, we need a lot of Patreon members to make
If we
this
can
happen.
hit 1,500 patrons today, we'll think about it.
And then just pick a section before like
Genius.
That is
the
so
tickets
cool.
go out and be like, hey, if you get this section, we're
Well,
gonna get
yeah.
Oh,
t-shirts.
that's awesome.
That
Wait,
is
that's
actually-
what they do
that
in
is such a good
basketball. They
idea.
just buy fans.
Well, no, like the whole
Yeah.
arena usually has like
What?
t-shirts over
That's
it.
actually such. We could just get like
Oh
100
my
t-shirts
goodness.
and
And
just
then we
pick a
put-
section and put it
And then on the
top.
back of it, we put patreon.com/.
Oh, there
I
you
mean,
go.
if you're really clever, you get like pieces of you can get
We're not really
cardboard
clever,
as well. And then whenever the crowd is like being shown on camera, they all hold it up and it has your logo on it. You know,
Ah, yeah,
like
yeah.
football clubs.
They're gonna hold it up in the wrong order probably, but
Probably.
yeah,
That's
we're not really clever.
It's actually
Unfortunately.
great. Imagine that
Sadly.
having the K Corp Ultras against the Chalkcast crew.
They would
You-
just,
you
they would
guys
just
would
throw
get
our,
bullied.
they would just
What's
throw our
the
shirts away.
opposite? What's the opposite of an ultra? That's what our
Well,
our
like-
group would be. I don't know what that is.
Ultra, it's like minimum.
The minimum, mini,
The minimum.
the shotcast of minis.
The minis.
We with the chalk minis. I'm on that.
The minis. Oh, here they
my
come.
God.
The plastics, the plastic oats. Yeah, we could have the Chalkcast chance. Anyway, that's we've got a
The
few pipe
minions.
dreams, but the not what's not a pipe dream and what is very close is 500 patrons, as we said, and we can do some.
How close
tournaments.
is it?
It's like 100
We're
away.
at 400.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, it's actually close. Well, we're definitely gonna we're gonna try and do the biggest event we can. Whatever's possible, we'll try and do it.
Yeah.
Big IKEA furniture construction competition.
Do you have to go soon, Johnny?
8
they'll-
minutes.
8
I'll-
minutes?
He's
go-
right there. So
I'll go in
he
a couple
can
minutes.
just-
So yeah. it's just-
Okay,
just
I
have
think
to
this is
go
the
over
perfect time to go to the Patreon section of the Discord where
Ooh.
people are asking some questions.
Wait, before we do that, we got 2 more. How many matches did we talk about today? We got the 1-1s. So what are the other couple? Just before we
Space
get the
Station are playing
like
someone.
the O2? No.
And
Um,
Pirate are playing Crew.
Power Crew,
That's
Ooh.
good.
Oxygen Secret.
Oxygen Secret. That'd be. There's some
What's
good
the other
matches in
qualifying
1-1.
match besides Mina?
Mina
Complexity
and
G2.
Complexity G2.
Complexity
We
G2.
talked about that one a little bit.
Ooh.
Complexity clears, according to Johnny.
I
so
think they will. Yeah, based on everything
Yeah,
I'm hearing.
I think they should win, and I think that's about it today. We only got we've got 6 matches. No,
Mm.
6 matches today. 8
8.
matches. There it is. Yeah, we got 8 again. 4-4. I think
There
we
it
covered
is.
all of them. Obviously, Elevate Moy's first up, so Rizzo's going to be very nervous about that one over on the B stream.
I
Yep.
think I'm good for a rehearsal. I just saw my
I'll be sitting
producer
here
walk
shaking.
past, and he's definitely not in production, so that's good.
What
We're
a
fine.
king. No, he's
Shout out
all good.
Johan.
Shout out Johan. He's an absolute legend. All right, let's get into
I'm not a G2 hater. I'm just a G2 like
Number
realistic.
one hater.
Well, Complexity have
Realistic.
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 Yeah. let's be realistic for a second. They beat Space Station, who haven't won a scrim in years. Somehow still won series online despite that. They're the team who said they say it themselves. It's public information. But realist. That's the correct word. But no, G2. I think they're getting out of Swiss. I've changed my mind on them. I think they're getting out of Swiss. That's already like more than I thought. I had G2 and G1 losing Swiss.
You know, when we had Jane Ups on our viewing party, like right after their match, he's sitting here and he goes, "Yeah, during the timeouts, like we could hear them. Like we just like we're quiet the whole time." And I'm like,
Wow.
"What?" And they could just hear because they're right across from each other because they're so loud.
Just be like listening in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they just told each other to quiet down so they could listen to the other team's timeout.
Yep.
Yeah, I think today's going to be a regain for the 3 EU teams. I think they all win. Today.
All right,
Sadly.
Rosa, what do you got for us?
Oh, sorry, I didn't hear the cue. We actually got a question from Robinul, a.k.a. Scott, in our Patreon Discord. He said, "Can Mina pass NA?" And I think, just to make that question a little more clear, do we think Mina is going to outplace NA in this event, in this World Championship? Not in the wild card, in the main event, I guess.
I'm saying no.
Outplace. Does that mean the highest?
The highest finisher.
Or on average?
I think
on average,
Mina win rate.
Mina
win rate can be better than NA win rate by the end of this event. That I could see happening, but there are more NA teams, so surely NA's gonna get a good bracket with one of them.
But I could see like Rule 1 Falcons.
Yeah.
Honestly, well,
I
just
think
the
they can do it.
It just depends who can avoid KC, Vitality, BDS
Whoever gets
in the
Mickey's bracket.
quarterfinals.
Well,
like if they're all in different quarterfinals and then there's one other matchup that doesn't have any of them.
Yeah.
That's the clearest
Well, it
path.
could be likely that one of these MENA teams playing today, whoever loses, could get the third seed,
The
which is
31,
the
it's
dream
possible.
third. No, because you're in the Liquid and is it NIP group? Is that the?
Yes.
It's
So-
play NIP.
Yes.
And Liquid are also in that section. They've not looked convincing recently. So that's the third seed coming out of wildcard is actually the one everybody kind of
Probably
wants.
the
But you
best.
don't want to take risks. So I expect teams today to be going for that number 1 seed.
Yep.
Not number two though. You don't want to play BDS. But I don't think teams think about it too much. They just try and win and see what happens. But yeah, Mina could do better in like average placement, win rate. Probably not the deepest run though. I think that'll probably still be NA because there's more teams. Probably one of them will get a good bracket. Get the job done. Yeah, Mina's close though. They're all looking good.
Antium actually asks as well, have there been any good food spots out in the Dorf?
Oh.
And
Yes.
I've had
The one yesterday was good.
I've had
You like
like
that?
no
Yeah.
good food while I'm here except for last night when I actually left the venue and went somewhere else. And we went to
It
a
was called Donner Times. Shout out Donner
was
Times.
so
Is that the same place as last
good.
night?
In the old time, not the same place as 2 nights ago. We went to a place for German
were you
Donner.
there last night?
No, he was not
Tragic.
there last night. 2 nights ago though, we got
You missed out.
I forgot the name of the place, but we got some currywurst, and then last night we got German Donner kebab. That was your first ever German Donner kebab?
I think it was my first
yeah.
ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what
So
are your
good.
thoughts?
So good.
Oh my god, it was so good. It was like
It was
so it was like in Old Town, but you literally go off like one of these like smaller streets and it's like less crowded and it's just tucked into this corner and I'm like, okay, and it's kind of relatively small and I'm like,
Yeah.
you would have no idea that it was just so
Yeah.
good.
Hidden gem.
I was debating on getting. Well, actually, I don't know what it was, but it looked like
It looked like a pizza.
an Armenian pizza.
It probably is something similar. Yeah.
It could have just been an Armenian pizza, but I was gonna get that. But I'm so happy I decided to get the.
Yeah, that would probably be fire as well. I just recommend.
I'm sure it is.
to
I'm sure it was
everybody.
all good because once I
said,
tried that, it was so
if you
good.
want the authentic, like the the German Donner, then just get the number 1. But there are other options as well that will all be brilliant. So I could see us
Yes,
going
that
back
was the
there.
name with the Tronics.
Armenian pizza. Yeah, it was really good. I've had plenty. It's really
Lamaka.
popular in the UK, but it
I
would
think it's like
it would be so popular in
Lamaka.
America. There must
Probably
be
wrong.
places in America
Probably
you
said
can
it
get that. There has to be places in America you can get this.
Yeah, we
It
had
is-
Oh,
curry
definitely.
verse. We
It's
had
Turkish
curry verse
cuisine.
yesterday. Whoever said that.
Yeah, we want to try. We want to go to Little Tokyo and Düsseldorf as well. Probably tonight.
Yeah.
We're trying to go out if we can. The event finishes so late, so we pretty much get
It's
back
late
to the
every
hotel,
night.
dump stuff in our rooms, scooter really quickly somewhere before the food.
Yeah, we have
kitchens
to
close.
rush to go get food.
Honestly.
We're zooming along to get the food before the kitchens close. But yeah, we should be good tonight. It's Saturday, so I think
There we go.
things should be
Look
open
at
late.
Null Corporation in our Discord. He's already linked where you guys went. So if you want to go there,
Oh,
and
look
go
at
on
that.
the
Well,
world,
there you go.
Would recommend. It was
it's
really
already
good.
in our Discord.
was
Make sure
so
you're in there.
good.
!chalked Discord. If you're not in there, you don't have to be a patron either to just be hanging out and talking to us. So make sure you jump in there. What else we got?
Johnny, I don't want to stress you out, but it's getting kind of close.
Yeah, I've got time for one more minute.
There you
What have
go.
we got?
Okay, from Garrity, who is your dark horse team to make top 4?
Ooh,
Top 4.
dark horse team. Well, so the EU big three, are we all agreed they're the likely
Yeah.
teams? So the
Yeah.
fourth team. Well, okay, dark horse is that has to be like a real underdog.
I guess it's honestly who is your top 4.
Well, I said complexity in my predictions, but they're not really a dark horse.
They're
I feel
not-
like if they got it, that would make sense.
I would say like the dark
Yeah.
horse would be like Twisted Minds or like Rule
Oh,
One.
that's a big dark horse.
Yeah,
Twisted
yeah.
Minds.
Are Falcons a dark horse?
Falcons.
I would say so.
I would say
I would say
so.
the MENA teams would.
I
be
have to
yeah,
say
the MENA
Falcons.
teams.
I have to
Falcons
say
then.
Falcons as well because I have Ahmed in my top.
Yeah,
10
Rule
rankings,
1
so.
making top 4 would not be a dark horse. That would just make sense. They just did it in Boston, so
Yeah.
that wouldn't be a surprise. Gen G, I don't think that would be a huge surprise. Complexity, not a surprise. Yeah, I'll say Falcons. That's my dark horse. And with that, I'll leave you. But enjoy the rest of the stream,
Good
everybody.
luck.
I'll see you guys on the main stream for
Yeah,
pre-show.
If you want to
swing
see,
through.
if you want to get more of Johnny Boy, tune in 5 minutes on the Rocket League channel because they're about to go live with the pre-show. And the pre-show, I can give you a heads up, is Johnny Boy, Yummy Cheese Man, and I actually don't.
Is
know.
it Stumpy? No.
I don't.
No, Stumpy said he's doing a whole lot of nothing today.
Oh, that's right.
I feel like I should know who it is, but I can't see the person. It's obviously Wave Punk and someone else. I'll let you know. But there you go. Yummy will be on the pre-show as well. I am casting, but I'm doing like the last series. So who wants to get dressed early? There you go. I'll tell you. I'm casting G2 Complexity. The boys.
That's a good one.
The boys.
That's a
Myself and
good
Stumpy.
match.
So that should be good fun for everyone playing along at home.
So you're gonna be here like
I feel like
the whole
G2 is a
day.
pretty
Yeah.
solid dark horse. Thinking about
G2 is G2 a dark? Do we think they can get top 4?
I
Be
hope
honest,
as
so.
a dark horse, yes, I would say.
But
so.
no, not obviously they're a dark horse. But do we think they can actually get top 4?
I
Um,
believe.
I'm a believer.
I'm a believer.
Chat, what do we think? Top 1 if you actually think they can do it.
I just want to see G-Nups win a world championship.
Yeah, can we just get that for
Can
the
we
fans?
just please
That'd
just
be-
get
it'd
it
be
for
so
one?
good. It
It would
I
be
would love.
so like that is
I would
like
love to see it.
the team that I just so desperately want to win.
I don't think they can get top 4, but I would love
No.
for them to go so far in this tournament because they are fan favourites. As we said, we'll kind of. There was a question the other day of who do we think has the bigger fan base in NA, SSG or G2?
G2 because they also have an EU base. So like G2
But
is
it-
based in like Berlin.
That's true.
And they had like I saw a poster, I think. They're having like a meetup in like Cologne and they're like, "Oh yeah, if you show up, your first 100 drinks are free."
But in Rocket League, like
Where's Rocket?
SSG have Arsenal as like 500,000 YouTube subscribers. Like I feel like
Yeah,
as an
Arsenal's
individual, he
massive.
carries. But like G2 have like the history.
The brand
as
is
an
just too
org.
big.
Yeah, the brand. Whereas I feel like SSG have the.
I think the only person who roots for an org is, well, me because I'm a hashtag ad, but also HK. The only person I've ever seen in chat that just like hardcore will root
Oh,
for an org no matter
absolutely.
what is HK. He always roots for G2.
No, Grizzly.
Grizzly as well.
Grizzly.
Roots for all G2. All
Always,
G2 teams as well. But most people, they just follow players.
Yeah.
And T-Bates, he's a paid fan though.
That's true. But I feel like Arsenal has like the free-to-play audience in a massive way.
Yeah,
Because
he definitely
he's
does.
big
Yeah.
on the YouTube and on the YouTubes. Whereas obviously people still love your Jane Appses and stuff, but they're kind of like the older fans. But there's a lot less of us.
It's
The-
one of
the
those
older
things where like you'll see. I feel like people will see G2 at an event and they'll be like, okay, G2's there. But like as they get like if they get closer to the finals and they're like, okay, wait, hold on, I want JNFs to win. And then they start wanting more and more. Like, wait, hold on, let's start rooting here.
But,
So the closer that they get, they'll
that's
like.
interesting. I
gain
think that K-Corp will have to have the overwhelming crowd support when they obviously they're all going to be here. So
Well, Vitality is having like a lot of people
That's
here
true.
as well.
I
So-
think it's going to be what's going to be interesting is not like the 600 ultras and the 300 or 400. What do they call them? Hornets, the Vitality people.
The
Um,
Bumblebees.
It's going to be the
Bumblebees.
rest of the crowd who they sort of gravitate towards because you could have the 600 K-Corp ultras, but if everyone else,
Oh
you
yeah.
know, there's 10,000 other people not going for them, then
If everybody else
Yeah.
is rooting for Rule 1, then
Rule 1. Imagine
Rule
that.
1's going to be the team. Simple as that.
Yeah.
Everybody's going to be like,
Everybody
you know what? I'll just start cheering for Rule 1 because everybody else is. It's kind
I
of how it
just-
goes.
Honestly.
Every time I think of Rule 1, I think of how we were watching the match together. So it was like Dylan, Sunless, and Fear. And I took a picture
Worst
before.
day ever.
I took a picture of the before, and everyone's smiling, and they're just like sitting
We
like
all
excited for
love
the
each
match.
other,
And
this
then
is fun.
and then the next photo is literally just like Sunless like and Fear. They're like this, like thumbs up, and Dylan's just like
I
just
hated
gets
it.
distraught. He
Clenching
literally looked like he
his
saw a
fist.
ghost.
Great. They're great guys. They're cool.
Yeah, that's all he's going to have.
Yeah,
on that.
we like them. Yep.
All right, but give some more questions. I felt the
Mm.
patrons haven't
Okay, all right.
We've got them. They're sending them in here. The patrons, we love it in the Discord. What else have they got for us?
Ardor says, how good did Rizzo feel when he was right about trolleys being small trains? I felt great. Thank you for the question.
Trolleys are not
Trolleys
small
are not
Trolleys are
trains.
not
shopping
trains.
carts.
They
Trolleys
are
not-
shopping
Around
carts.
my parts, they're not called shopping carts. They're not called
Okay.
trolleys around there.
Let's ask the chat. Give us a 1 if trolleys are small
No,
trains.
no.
Don't.
NA is sleeping right
Give
now.
us
This
a
doesn't
two.
count.
They're sleeping
Give
right
us a 2 if trolleys are shopping carts. Like, what? They're
whoa,
not.
whoa, whoa, whoa,
They-
whoa,
it's pretty
whoa.
50-50
No,
though, still.
just wait, just
whoa,
wait,
whoa, whoa.
just wait.
Yeah, put some twos.
They are not small trains. That's ridiculous.
no way.
Who said
This is
buggies?
50-50.
Buggies.
Yeah,
Okay, I do have to
shopping
go though.
trolley. So if you say shopping trolley, it's a shopping small train. That does make sense.
So goodbye, my friends.
All right.
It was
Okay.
very fun. I'll be back for like the normal viewing part of the stream.
Sounds
but
good.
thank you for having me.
Thanks for coming
Wow.
on.
I'm glad I could actually be a guest experience instead
you're-
of like just a
Athena,
voice in the
Athena has
background.
found someone over there that's better than us.
What'd you say?
I think she's found someone over there that's better than us, which is why she wants
Oh,
to go. Have
oh,
you-
maybe.
Have you
Yeah.
heard about what's going on over there?
No.
No, no.
Anyway, I gotta go to
Clueless,
these.
Yeah,
Alright.
she's
Might be.
she has Izzy. Yep, she's found someone better than us.
Yeah. Okay.
It's, well, to be fair, he's a bit of a superstar.
Yeah.
And we'll leave it at that. We'll maybe let you
Bit of
guys
a
figure out the
superstar over
rest.
there.
They're all may or may not be correct in chat. I
Sometimes
can't believe
it's the way
she's
it goes.
gone. She's gone for a photo. I mean, why would she not just want a photo with us?
With us, yeah.
Give us a 1 if you'd like a photo with myself and Rizzo. Give us a 2 if you want one with Aguero. Let's get the ones in chat. Come on. I mean, who wouldn't want a photo with the boys? I mean, what are you going to remember
yeah.
more?
Yeah. What are you gonna remember more? Like, imagine you right here between us on this
Imagine
couch.
just like that.
Arms,
We're like
arms
this.
just like this. We're smiling, having a good time.
Like you could be here, or you could get like a 3-second little selfie and then walk away, and he won't even remember who you are. Whereas we remember every single person that
Exactly.
comes into our lives.
Episode 26, Rise. Episode 32, Rise. Episode 37, Rise and Archie. Episode 40, Rise.
Did someone say that?
No, that's all. That's all of our guest list.
Oh, yeah. Rise is yeah. He's is that happening now? I don't know what's happening. I don't know. Athena, she's just waiting. She's watching the interview and she's gonna catch him on the way through. Respect.
Atomic asks, do we have any fun content that has been shot we could be excited for? Now we can't get
My.
too into detail, but I did post a picture of me and Arsenal, and there is a little bit more to that video, and I think it's fantastic. We've not seen.
We don't really know. It could be terrible.
It could. Honestly, it could be.
Yeah, I
The
witnessed
filming
it.
was great.
Let's just say I witnessed. Obviously, Rizzo, you posted the photo with Arsenal.
Yeah.
A little bit of content piece. So I witnessed his content piece, and it was absolutely hilarious. But as we said, it was a very long. You said there was a lot of editing that's going to be required because we'll just have to see how it comes together. We don't really know.
Yeah.
But
We'll see.
hopefully
The editing could carry it.
it could make or break it.
Yeah, actually, that's the best way to
It
put
could
it.
probably make or break it, but it should be very good. We can't let you know about that. Any other content that we can let you in on? I filmed a little bit of content today. I can't tell you about it, but you'll be seeing that.
Yeah, we
throughout
can't
the
say
main
much.
event.
It's a great
Yeah.
question, but unfortunately, we can't speak. If we speak big
We
trouble.
could say just the overall thoughts on the content so far.
Okay, yeah, from the one I've seen.
Have you've only done what? That's your only piece of content, is it?
Yeah, I thought it was great. I think the editing can carry.
Yeah,
I think it's gonna be.
editing
I think it's
can
gonna be
carry.
really good.
It should be good.
We had a great idea.
Obviously, last year at Worlds was pretty big for you because we had the whole retirement piece, which has sort of been taking place
Right.
throughout the whole thing. So it's we don't have a. Well, actually, I don't know who else is doing content. I don't really know much of the content, but we don't have that massive, I guess. Because they went to your house and stuff, didn't they? Film you mowing the lawns and whatnot. Or
They
you went
did,
to some
yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Random place. I'm in Fort Worth.
Filming mowing the lawns, just
Yeah,
doing
so-
some dad things
There's-
out there.
There's less Rizzo mowing the lawns, but certainly one of the funniest things I've seen was occurring in there, and it may not make the final cut. Some of the things that Arsenal was saying there, but what else we got?
Scozy, this is gonna be the last question. Scozy
Okay.
says, a few players have high praise for this event. Do y'all think this is the best event that you have been to?
Well, I mean it's very early, but from what I've seen, just in terms of everything, it's the best venue we've ever been to.
I think so,
easily,
yeah.
in terms of like just it already seems like it's going to be very loud in there, but the venue's very modern. The rooms are really great viewing from all angles of the stadium, or the arena, should I say, and just everything's really pretty polished so far. I feel like everyone now is like knows what they're doing from production to everyone, the players and stuff, and yeah, loving the even Dusseldorf. It's really great. The scooters and stuff. It's a great
Is it
place.
Dusseldorf? That's the first time I heard somebody say that. I say Dusseldorf.
Yeah, but I'm Australian. So
all right, so we just say that. We
if
can
I
say
said
we can say the Dorf.
Dusseldorf.
We can be in the middle and say the Dorf.
Yeah, the Dorf is.
Yeah, the Dorf is really
it's
good.
really good. I think
And
it's going to be the best event.
The like where we are as well, like where the venue is, where the hotel is just a great place to be. Like you can catch the trolley, catch the train, whatever you want to say, and get to like we haven't been to Little Tokyo yet.
No.
We still want to go to Little Tokyo. So we will
things.
definitely go. We will definitely go there. We will be there. We'll check that out. I'm sure it's great. We went to where that donor place was last night. It was like
That's a hot spot.
Old Town.
Old Town, yeah.
Is that what it's called?
I think so.
Yeah, Old Town. That place is really cool as well. There's a ton of stuff to do over there, and yeah, it feels really nice to go over there as well. So yeah, a ton of stuff to do around the venue. The place is really nice. I think the content's been good so far. I mean, our area is great. My only complaint is like the catering.
Yeah.
And besides that, that's about it.
Someone asked if I could do. I could do a stadium tour, but my only issue sometimes with a stadium tour, I don't want to show people too much, or if I might get in trouble. I might have to run that by Sonics, but I also don't want to show. Yeah, I don't want to show people too much, is all I want to say to that. But maybe we'll see. Obviously, the arena, like the stadium, is not actually set up yet because obviously we're doing wildcard now. So I think they're going to be setting that up from Monday onwards.
It's going to be so loud because it's a hockey arena.
Yeah.
Which is like the exact same kind of style as
Boston. The sound carries as well, which is really good. Which I felt like in Fort Worth it didn't really carry. Like it was so big that it didn't really that's going to be a clip. But it just felt like you couldn't really chant across from one section to another. You sort of were like, what? Like, what are they saying over there? Whereas I feel like this really carries. For example, we were up on the top tier in the talent lounge, and someone was in the opposite corner, down on the floor, just in like where you walk out, and we could hear the general conversation going on, which is probably a good indication that sound's going to carry pretty well.
Right.
In there.
I'm so excited.
Athena, we were asking. Thoughts of the event thus far, because a lot of players have been saying they think this is going to be the best event, best event they've ever had, and I kind of agree. Yeah.
It has the groundwork. Like it's just main event. That's literally the only piece, and like technical difficulties like on that end. That is the only thing that could stop it from being like the best event possible. The facilities are good. Catering something else.
The catering.
I mean, this is definitely the best setup that we've had for our viewing parties as well. Like,
you're right in the action.
Because it's insane. Yeah. The fact that we're so close to like each match, and I don't know. Like, I think the reason why it's so good as well is because the players are so invested this time around. Like, last Worlds they were loud, but like now, like in the matches, like seeing Falcons get super loud, Sam get super loud, like. It feels like so cool. And plus, like, the hero shots. I can't get over the hero shots. Yeah. I said it on the viewing party yesterday. The camera that they used to film all that was the same type of or structure, I would say, because of the robot arm, is the same equipment.
Team that did it as well.
Really?
They had a guy there that did film it.
It's the same team, essentially, that they used for The Mandalorian. So they really brought out, like, everything for it. It's by far, so far, the best event that we've ever had.
Yep.
Yeah, I think a lot of times when we're talking about the event as well, we're talking about like the behind the scenes and like everything else. Like we can't tell if the crowd's gonna be crazy. I'm sure they will. We say the sound will carry, but we don't know about the actual the games because
100% like
the games will make the event. Like the games, if you're getting close game 7s, OTs, crazy saves like that. Like the I can't remember who it was. Rule 1 and who? Had the 11-minute OT.
The Vitality.
Yep. Rule 1 Vitality last event.
Yeah, that'll. But I think that with what like the what's at stake and stuff, I feel like the gameplay does elevate as well. So elevate.
Oh, nice.
Oh. So I feel like
Athena said, it has the groundwork to be the greatest.
But I
event.
think when you lay the groundwork, the beautiful things will come from it. So I'm very confident we're going to see some of the best series of all time. And also, I think with the crowd, last season was kind of obviously we had the couple of years online. With COVID and stuff. So I feel like that was a bit of a warm-up year, coming back into it. It took Sweden, we didn't have a crowd. Then we had LA, the first crowd back. And I feel like people were still, just getting their feet wet, in terms of back into a Rocket League land. But now we've got this season. We've had a full season of land. And I think the turning point was that last one in Boston where we had, NA fans cheering for Vitality. So I feel like everyone now realises it's all about cheering for the best Rocket League. Obviously support your team, but also when your team gets knocked out or even when your team's not playing. Just pick someone and have a bit of fun.
Just have fun. And also, when Vitality even walked on, because the first time they walked on, they were getting booed. They were just getting, constantly booed. And then they brought out Farah, and he just completely, a little pander to the NA audience, and it just completely switched around the whole energy towards them. So.
And this country as well, Germans, they're loud.
Dude, they go crazy.
They
go crazy.
In the pubs as well that we've been walking past there, there'll just be a song on, and all of a sudden everyone in the pub are just smashing their beers and just yelling. So it's.
I'm because when we were walking the streets, just where we were, it's okay, it's quiet, it's nice, it's beautiful weather, it's nice. And then you head into the Old Town area, which is essentially where all the pubs are. Lights, music, food, it's
everyone's having a good time.
Everyone's having a good time.
Yelling.
Yeah, and I'm also, why is everyone so damn tall here? I'm just walking down that street and everyone's 6 feet tall.
Couldn't be me, huh?
Shut up.
Couldn't be us. It's crazy. Yeah, I think Europeans are just taller.
Yeah.
It's kind of like when we went to Rotterdam. I feel like Dutch people are on average 6'4".
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Made me feel like a little boy. But anyway.
But anyway, that should be wrapping it up.
That's about it.
Yeah,
That's about it, fellas. Thank you so much for watching episode 49.
Thank you, Athena, for
of the Chalkcast.
making her first debut as a guest, but also being on every single other Chalk in some way or another. So really, she's on every show. She's more common than Rise.
Yeah. She's our number one guest. She's there at all times.
I'm just a big fan.
Big
fan.
But thank you again for joining us. If you guys missed any part of this episode, you can check it out on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify.
And sometimes Google, it just automatically puts it up randomly.
Yep.
Does it?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Okay, Google just does it himself.
And yeah, make sure you get on the Patreon and the Chalk Discord. ! Chalk Discord, ! Patreon. 500 patrons, as you said. Let's get some tournaments going, and we will see you again tomorrow or right now because we're starting.
Because the viewing party is actually starting instead. But we needed a nice transition to actually end the episode. So, goodbye.
Bye.